Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. This is Stingray72, and today I'm going to be bringing you a little bit of information about the situation with the Red Table Talk, the most recent episode. So before we get into it, I would like for you to please hit the subscribe button, like, share, and most importantly, engage with me in the comments by giving me a comment. If there's any content that you would like for me to do, please leave that information in the comment section as well. So without further ado, Stingray72, let's get into it. I want to let you guys know that I have some notes that I'm reading from. So if it looks as though I am steering away from the camera, please be assured and rest assured that I am looking directly at you and I'm speaking to you. However, I may veer over to take a look at my notes. That's because I want to make sure that the information I'm giving you is quoted properly. So here we go. Now, the Red Table Talk. Jada Pinkett Smith, what are you doing? Why do you continue to use your platform to help rich people attempt to make amends for the dumb stuff that they say or that they do? I heard an influencer on YouTube say that the red table indicates the red clown nose. And I kind of agree because it was kind of like a circus on your show sometimes. I'm really tired of celebrities saying or doing dumb stuff, getting called out on it. Then they run to your table in order to converse and talk about it and to give us some dry-ass apology, shed a fake tear, only to be forgiven so that they can go right back out in society and do it all over again. It's really sickening. And it's a play on our intelligence because we know the deal. We know what's going on. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, Red Table Talk is a Facebook series that's hosted by Jada and Willow Smith and Jada's mom, Ms. Norris. They had Olivia Jade on there on the show recently. And for those of you who don't know who she is an internet influencer or model or whatever. But she's also the daughter of Aunt Becky, or Lori Loughlin from Full House. And her father is a designer, Massimo Giannulli. I'm sure I butchered his name anyway. But if you remember back in March of 2019, Lori Loughlin and her husband paid $500,000 to SoCal University, or Southern California University, to ensure that her daughters are able to attend the colleges. Now that included cheating on the admissions exams, bribing the coaches and things like that. Lori Loughlin had to spend 2 months behind bars, 2 years of probation, 100 hours of community service, and $150,000 fine. That's according to the district attorney in Massachusetts. Her husband, Massimo, I'm just going to call him Massimo because I can't pronounce his last name. He was given 5 months in prison, 2 years supervised or probation, 250 hours of community service, and he had to pay $250,000. So they turned themselves in to the Bureau of Prisons. They're serving their time as of this video, December 9. Jada's mother really didn't find a point in having this little white girl on the show. And I have to agree, because why are you here? Like, and I don't know, do you blame the kid who knew it was wrong, or do you blame the parents for doing it? Anyway, Mama Norris has said, in essence, that there's no excuse for you to not know the cultural climate that's going on in America today, because it's all over the news, it's all over social media, and you're a social media influencer, so you're on social media. And then here comes Jada Pinkett swooping in to save the day, saving the white girl, saying, well, you know, when you know better, you do better. That's not necessarily true, because you have to know better. And she indicated that she knew right from wrong. So if you knew right from wrong, you knew that this cheating and lying was going on, you allowed it, your privilege is showing, you're tired. That's it. I mean, just admit to what you know. Anyway, she went on to say, you know, I'm going to try to say it in her voice, my family messed up and we only want to move forward. I'm not trying to victimize myself. I don't want pity. I don't deserve pity. We messed up. I I just want a second chance to be like, I recognize I messed up. I never got to say that, you know. I'm really sorry that this happened. I really own that this is a big mess up on everybody's part. Everybody's part. You said you didn't know what was going on. How's it everybody's part? Anyway, but I think everybody feels that way in my family right now. We really messed up. And then she went on to say that she found out about the scandal while she was on spring break with her friends from the university that she cheated her way into. And she said she was sitting with a group of friends and she knew the second that her friends started talking or whatever that everybody else was going to know or something like that. And when she found out, she just froze, and I just froze, and I felt so ashamed. And you know, I went home and I hid myself for like 3 or 4 months, and girl, get out of here. Which house did you go to? Anyway, she said she was too embarrassed to go back to school. She also said that she shouldn't have been there in the first place. You know, clearly there's no point in me trying to go back. I want to move forward, and I'm totally understand if people aren't ready to jump on board with me. Girl, nobody was on board with you in the first place except the school board, because they were paid 500 G's, you know. But she said that she was there to leave it all at the table. And you know, she said that she didn't want to keep dragging this throughout her life. And you know, she said, I didn't come here to try to win people over. And she was just going on, and she was, you know, stuff like, I really need people to like me. What? Why do you need people to like you? You got rich parents. Anyway, you know, she said she wanted to apologize for contributing to the social inequalities, even though I didn't realize it at the time. Girl, everybody knows about social inequalities, but okay, anyway. So Ms. Norris, Mama Norris chimed in, and she said, well, I fought it tooth and nail. I just found it really ironic that she chose 3 black women, hear me now, to reach out for her redemption story. And I have to agree with that, you know. And she also said, I feel like here we are, a white woman coming to black women for support when we don't get the same from them. It's bothersome to me on so many levels. Her being here is the epitome of white privilege to me. That's what Jada Pinkett's mother said. And I agree with her. And she said at the end of the day, she'll be okay because she's covered whether her ass is sitting at this table or not. And that's another truth. Like, what really was your reason for coming on to this platform? You know, so whatever. But the authorities were calling it like the largest college admission scam ever for the Department of Justice. And so now she can put that on her resume. So here we are again. It needed to add fraud to another white person's resume. Okay. But I'm going to bring up a name. Kelly Williams Bolar. In 2011, Kelly Williams Bolar is a single parent from Akron, Ohio. And she wanted a better education for her 2 daughters. The school system where she lived wasn't cutting it. So what did she do? She did what any parent would want to do. She tried to make a change for the betterment of her children and their education. She used her father's address in order to attend a better school. Not a stranger's address, no one else, her father's address. And okay, so that was her crime. Trying to better educate her children because the crappy school system where she lived wasn't doing the job. Well, hell, when I was a single parent, I did the same thing. I had to use my babysitter's address because where I lived was far from where they went to school. So I had to do what I had to do. And that's illegal in Ohio? I guess it is for a black person. But she was sentenced to 5 years in prison. The sentence was immediately reduced to 10 days in jail and 80 hours of community service. Okay. Still a little harsh, I think. But after using her father's address to enable her daughters to go to school, I'm reading from what a report says, a school district that posted better test scores than the district where they lived. So again, she wanted a better education, a better opportunity for her daughters, and was penalized for that, for using her father's address. Okay, and I think I have the timeline wrong. I'll correct that. I'll put that on the screen. But if a parent is actually trying to provide a better education for their kids and they should be in jail, then why shouldn't a wealthy parent has far more resources, why shouldn't they be have to do the same thing? It just doesn't make sense to me. But we all understand because it's circumstances and it's color. Anyway, Jade watched a lot of people critique her as she, was going through this mess, because she picked up a whole lot of lingo and she was blowing a whole lot of smoke up Jada's ass, and Jada was clenching and holding it in, honey, and she got high off of it, because she was saying stuff like, that, she feels that her parents come from a place of, well, I love my kids and I want what's best for them, and I worked my whole life to provide for my family. Well, guess what, Cinderella? Everybody wants that for their kids. It doesn't make a difference whether they're rich or working class, because us working class parents, we want better for our kids too. So that's that. But your parents' desires for their children isn't any different from ours, from rich or poor. We just don't go about it in the same way, and our outcomes are a hell of a lot different. But she made mention that she lost brand deals and that she lost followers on social media. You lost brand deals and followers? Girl, sit your ass down somewhere. Anyway, you know what we lose in a day if we do something like that? Girl, you could never. Well, anyway, Jada, stop right-winging her, like saying yes and right and nodding your head in agreement every time she says something. Honey, you stressing me out as a black woman, because it's like you want to give these white people a chance. But I see it. I get it, But anyway, that's all I have on this issue. It's disappointing that Jada would allow this girl to sit at the table and cry the proverbial river. I'm not surprised, because the rich look out for the rich. I get it, But do you blame the parent for doing it? Or do you blame the kid who knew what her parents were doing, because they did it for her older daughter, her older sister, who was going through the same thing? It's okay for you to go to your parents if you feel that something's wrong. And if it isn't, that's a different problem all in itself. But I don't know. I just wanted to come drop that on about 10 to 15 minutes with y'all. That's really all I have on the situation. Again, I'm Stingray72. I thank you so much for selecting this video. I appreciate your face being all up in this face. And I'll holler at you in my next video. Bye.